Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Paul, and on this channel I like to go over things that I am curious about and things that I have looked into a little bit I like to share. Before I start today's video, I want to address these two little dots right here. I went to the beach today, put sunscreen on my face, and apparently I didn't rub it next to my eyes, which why would I? I didn't think to, and I got these two little sunburn splotches there, so that's that. But anyways, I want to talk to you guys about an idea here when it comes to reading. So if you have ever heard a pastor talk or anything like that, in reference to the Bible, he's going to talk about something along the lines of, if we're talking about the interpretation of the Bible, we have to look at the spirit of the book. Okay. So like, in other words, a lot of people wrote the book, but if it was Holy Spirit inspired, we have to look at the spirit of the book and not so much just the people. Okay. So in the same manner that we have to understand who it's coming from, like who the real author is and what their intents were, if we really are going to understand text, like we can't just come outside and interpret a text liberally, although we could, and a lot of people do that with the Bible. They take things out of context. If we want to understand any book, I was realizing this not just with the Bible, but like is any book, you have to understand the intentions of the author and where they're coming from and what their background is. And this is something that I also thought about. Like last year, I took a comparative rhetoric class, and we were talking about, when we're looking at literature from other cultures, we cannot just look at it through the Western lens. We have a certain way of analyzing literature and whatnot, but if we're going to analyze the rhetoric, we have to first understand their culture and understand what it means to them. Otherwise, I mean, we can interpret it, sure, but there's a high chance that we will get something wrong in that interpretation unless we understood the spirit of their certain texts and their certain literature and whatnot. So in the same manner, next time you read a book, and like let's say it's a little bit more of a complex book, let's say that this is something deeper that they're putting forth, and it's not just like a step-by-step guide on how to do whatever, but like they're putting forth some like deep thoughts, and you're really wanting to understand him or her, and you're wanting to, whether you're deciding to agree, disagree, or kind of whatever else, the best thing that you can do is, as much as possible, understand the author. And when you understand the author, when you come across parts, because this is inevitably going to happen, when you come across parts that are more difficult to understand, you're like, I'm not quite sure what they mean here. When you understand the spirit of the text, aka the author behind the text and where they're coming from, that helps interpret so much when it comes to understanding a true meaning of a text. Okay, so I wanted to share this video with you guys. I thought it was helpful, not just when we hear that about biblical text and whatnot, but when we hear about it with every single text that we read. The more that we can understand the author and his or her intentions with why they wrote what they wrote and understanding what they wrote about, that'll help us further understand things. So with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video.